team kind of looked better, but Anubis maybe have the star power in terms of, you know, at least they have someone that can kind of step up and clutch up a little bit, but that I find is a bit of a risky play style, right? If you're really just relying on one person to have a good game all the time, inevitably they're not going to have a good game and then you're just done. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more from the rest of Anubis in Blackwidow. That would then convince me, I think. But at the moment, I'll probably go with ranking, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, ranking looked individually much better. I mean, we talked about lacking team play for sure. Threw away many rounds yesterday. But individually, they stepped up to the plate. Ice Cube, Pirmeo, Nevis. And again, today we only saw Slayer really showing some, showing a good performance. But again, last year Anubis won against ranking, even though they're a different roster. I still feel like against ranking it's gonna be a 50-50 match. We'll feel more comfortable. They know, okay, ranking, this is probably like our kind of level. And this will be in the end the match for the wildcard slot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for me, for ranking, if you asked who was going to get 8 rounds first, I'd definitely say ranking, but it's the close that's a struggle. But let's get into it here. Map number 2 on the way. It's going to be Blackwidow to decide if Anubis have what it takes to go all the way into that 3rd map of this series, or will Vincit Gaming be the first team to move forward 2-0 overall here in the group stage and secure themselves at least a shot in that top 8. So let's hop into it.
Anubis going to kick things up on Global Risk, and Eagles wants to go for the mid pick with that, or won't be given the opportunity just yet. Those snares having a little bit of a look. Orson watching for that from water as well. But it looks to be okay.
Yeah, once again, Anubis playing quite aggressive here, already sending Slayer towards barracks to this long A area. We have Hussam here in catwalk A short, waiting patiently in the corner. But I think Denimal is aware.
Seems like it. Yeah, they're very aware. Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt after seeing that. What a start to the map for Vincit.
Yeah, I like the call. I think Borzen might have seen him from that B connector position, just crossing slowly up, but it's actually going to be Dipsy who finds the 2nd kill of the round, takes down Borzen. Slayer going to be playing on this A long position, waiting for the fight, but they're actually not going to give him that opportunity just yet. The rest of these guys for Vincit Gaming working their way into mid. Snare gets spotted out, can't find any angle to take a shot though. Eagles still looking for him through the mid window periodically here. Snare again going to be hit down to 34. He has to back off, but Slayer, this is a dangerous game he's playing here. He catches Danimal with the grenade out, but GDSC at least able to trade that quickly.
Yeah, he's seen at least 2 players on long though, so that's information for Vincit Gaming, or rather for Anubis, and Vincit Gaming are aware of that fact, so they're just going to call the bluff and go back toward B. Vincit obviously kind of having to hedge their bets with this 2-1 split. And even then, util actually into mid is going to be another cause for concern for Anubis, because that's not really telling you a whole lot as to which way Vincit is going to be dedicating their forces. Ultimately, they're going to go toward A.
It's a nice position for Dipsy to react from. Not going to be seen on the spot check. Jumping on the box, he can try and maybe peek on the planter here, but instead he's going to wait for that support system to come through. Snare and Doom starting to group up alongside him, but this is still a really difficult side to retake. GDSC, he's got this nice corner position that Doom has to be ready to check, but he's not going to be prepared for it. GDSC able to find one, make it a double kill. Dipsy now left alone, but GDSC, he's done all of the hard work in this round, and he's still looking for more. And they'll get it done. Vincit Gaming win the opening round, but I felt like their Doom, he just should have checked that corner, and he did not.
I'm still surprised that Anubis keep on going for these solo peaks, because on Port it also didn't work out. For some reason, they don't want to change this approach. Look at Hussam, there was no one covering him there, no backup at all. They just rely on the individual skill, and against Vincit Gaming, this is not enough.
Now already in round number 2, Hassam taken down again on that catwalk right at the start of the round. And Danimal, he's a little fearless here. He just swings out the mid-double doors to take down Doom, and these are not the kind of picks you can afford to give up this early. It's already a 5 versus 2 snare. He may get one, but it doesn't matter. The rest of Vincit Gaming has full map control, collapses around him, and this is just a fearless team at this point. They are not afraid to take any aim duels.
No reason to be fearless, or fearful, I should say, at this point in time. Vincit are kind of on top, dominating. A bit more of an aggressive hold this time from Vincit Gaming, straight into water, but you see that util getting tossed back and forth, and doesn't really favor either team initially. But at the very least, Anubis is able to hold on to a forward position.
I feel like Vincit is very happy about the playstyle from Anubis here. They basically get everyone 3 entry kills. And yeah, I want to see Anubis playing a little bit more passive, a little bit more reserved, playing their setups. For some reason, they just keep going for solo peaks.
Yeah, they really want to get aggressive here, but it hasn't worked out too well for them. Vincit, though, putting a lot of pressure towards this B bomb site. They've got 4 players grouped up, ready to go. Snare going to take down GDSZ, but quickly trade comes through from Borzen. Now Danimal, he's looking for that repeak onto the box room. Spots Hassam jumping with that flash out. He's not going to challenge it, though. Gets the information, and now it's actually going to be Kaney from underneath trying to make a play here. Slayer pushes up the catwalk as well, spots Borzen, but this is really just Vincit Gaming playing safe and gathering the information. They're not really trying to take these fights. They're just trying to call for the numbers so they can figure out where it's going to be best to rotate.
I think Vincit is doing it smart, just playing with patience, waiting in blacklist base because they know that Slayer will go aggressive, as you might see here in Catwalk.
Slayer doing what he does best, and that is stepping up in a big way for the team, but he just can't do enough to take down 3. Still, it's given Anubis an advantage, which is very quickly relinquished. And Eagles just brings it back onto Dipsy as well. It just seems like there's no one that can step up here for Anubis, but Hassam is there just in time to save the day.
Yeah, great play from Hassam, but I would be so mad if I'm Slayer. You know, he gets the 2-piece, even shoots 1 to low HP. And for some reason, Doom, even though the up numbers there, he's also going for the aggressive play here in mid, which was totally unnecessary. Just played, say, 3 versus 2, played together. But for some reason, they really want to force it to the Anubis. And yeah, the fight didn't work out that well. At least they got this round because Hassam was stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, 2-1, not the worst place to be. Everybody on the board aside from Doom as well. It's looking like at least a more well-rounded team on the side of Anubis in map number 2 here, if they can keep it up. GDSZ, though, still having a really good showing on the second map so far. Snare, he's the player to go for the catwalk push this time around, but it's actually Eagles and GDSZ who entry onto the B-bomb site. Hassam, he is left alone, able to find 1. It's not going to be enough. Already a 2v4. Snare trying to work his way back into this B-bridge position. Slayer trying to rotate to support him, but they've already got a player in BL spawn to deal with on this post plan as well. But look at the shots. This is the Snare we were hoping to see. Now it's a 2-on-2 situation, and now this is a winnable round.
Borzen has avoided that flash, though, and Snare's not going to even peek off the back of it, so he's kind of trying to just buy a bit of time here to allow Slayer in for that rotation, and that might well work out, though. It's now down to just Slayer as Snare goes a little bit too early. Let's see, can Slayer step up one more time in a big way? 2-on-1. There's the first kill, but no chance onto Borzen, who has made for a big rotation, and time is going to be a problem here. He's going to just have to sit the smoke, defuse the spam through, but there's no time anymore anyway for Slayer, even if he wins that duel. So another one on the board for Vincit Gaming.
A great attempt from Snare here with the 2-piece, but also clean headshot from Kaney with the key frag, closing out the round for Vincit Gaming. Because if Snare gets a kill onto Kaney, I think this round would be totally doable for Anubis.
Yeah, they had a decent attempt at it, but now Danimal He's running into trouble on A long. He kind of just has to back off here. He doesn't have any support, but now they can start to pressure back towards this B bomb site where they have been pretty successful. It is going to be Slayer holding on to this A long position. He seems to like to just sneak up here and hold on to that barracks spot, so I'm sure he'll continue to play that throughout the round, but now this is where you're going to see the rest of Vincit poking around. They know Slayer's pushed up in that position. They don't have to deal with him, and they can kind of play around on the other sites here.
Already starting to favor Anubis actually in this round, though the trades are coming back on through a little. Kaney, the MVP from the last map, with a lot of work to do. The smokes are down at the moment, which is providing a bit of space, a bit of coverage for Vincit Gaming to maybe try and salvage this one. Good shot from Kaney. We're back to the 2-on-2. His position, no, but the challenge in from Snare is just not going to be good enough. And again, it comes down to Slayer in the 1-on-2. Kaney, a one-man army at this point in time, is going to be able to go back and retrieve that C4. There's a quick flank coming in from Slayer. If they would opt to go straight toward A, though, they would negate that possibility, but he's actually gone back and forth.
Yeah. Kaney with some clean taps. Insane shot from this guy.
Slayer, though, he's done some crazy things already in this matchup. Maybe a 1v2 could be in the cards. The Flash at least has an opportunity to help him out here, but he's running out of time to make this happen. Less than half-timer on the bomb. He's going to have to just swing here and hope for the best. He gets the first shot. Slayer gets the double kill, but does he have time for the defuse? He should just barely be able to get it done there, and there you have it. Slayer pulls off a huge clutch.
What a clutch from Slayer. But also, you know, like for the first time they're playing a normal setup on B, they're up numbers. Of course, Kaney stepping up to the plate as well. This was basically the only reason why it was a 1-versus-2 situation in the end. But it should be a sign for Anubis. Just play normal setups, don't overcommit. And I believe you can even win this half. 4-5 maybe.
Danimal, though, starts it off by taking down Slayer. Not what you want to see if you're an Anubis fan here, but they still are able to get out without losing anybody else. No other trades going against them, and now we do see the rest of Vincit starting to back off again. They like to get this early pick and not necessarily commit off of it. But the rest of Anubis is just kind of pushing up mid here. They've got 2 players pushed up on the catwalk and 1 pushing into that ramp position on the double doors.
And you can tell, you know, Vincit is way too experienced. They will just wait in blacklist space now because they know that Anubis will push up. Oh, but insane shot from Snare here through this little gap.
Yeah, it works out so well. Danimal really wanted that trade. He's not going to find it now. They can go ahead and reset. Keep things even in the 4v4. Kind of wait to see what Vincit will actually do here. They're going to have to full commit at some point. I like the aggression they were doing on port, but it seems like a much more passive approach here on this second map. But they do at least have a long control now to work with, and there's actually no real defense set up here from Anubis.
That's a classic Anubis setup, just having Snare on A side. Let's see what he can do.
Well, unfortunately for Snare, not a whole lot is going to be the answer, and so we'll allow the plant to go down. And Anubis, once again, going to be tasked with a unfavorable retake.
Yeah, right now Anubis, they've got to pull out a lot here to make this one happen. They've got some timing issues to work with as well. The catwalk players already coming in with about half-time shaved off here, so they have to move even faster here. And Vincit, they know it. They just play patiently in the corners, and they'll take him down. But Doom, this could be his moment to shine. He finds himself 2, but there is no more time left to work with here. And Eagles and Borzen, they know it. Just stalling down the clock to perfection. That'll be the round going the way of Vincit Gaming to make it a 4-2 lead now for them as they start to move further in front.
But basically, you just saw the difference. Now, Eagles playing patiently, not overcommitting. And this is basically what Anubis have been doing the last 10 rounds.
And now we can see here a quick collision on A long. Lots of utility thrown both ways, but as soon as things get a little bit dicey on this map, it's Vincit Gaming who quickly get out of the picture and reset towards the other side of the map. But Snare, he does find the opener, takes down Eagles in that fight on mid. Now they've got an advantage to work with to maybe pull off another round for themselves here, but this is where Anubis, I think, has to be extra careful. They have the man advantage, but they still have these players across the map playing alone. But Dipsy, even alone, gets it done, takes down GDSC. Now they've got the 5-on-3.
So Danimal here once again testing his luck in mid. But Hussam denies him with a nice headshot here.
Vincit, though, playing this one pretty slow in the 2-on-5. Trying to catch them off guard with this B push, but there's 3 players already stacked on this site. It would be pretty insane to see them take this round back, but Borzen, he's got the start to make it happen. Takes down Doom. They still have to deal with Hussam in the corner and Dipsy on the double doors. You can see the utility coming down to try and clear out that position. Hussam taken down to half Snare. He's only on 10 HP as well, and he's been spotted from Kaney, and look at this position. It's going to be Hussam who actually jumps over the box to finally secure that kill, but now Borzen, it's a 1v4. Surely no way out of this one, but he's already found himself a second kill on the round at the very least.
Trying to bait out the peak from Dipsy, but it's going to be Hussam. It's going to be the difficult one to dig out, and in the end, yeah, another round on the board for Anubis. They, again, similar to Porter, kind of just keeping themselves in the game, but maybe not to the extent that they need to. They're always kind of fighting from behind, which is just not quite going to get them the win, obviously, in this matchup.
I still feel like Anubis is much stronger on Blacklist, so if they get 4, maybe even 5 rounds on GR side here, maybe they can take Blackwidow here as a second map.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, 4 rounds on the board for the GR wouldn't be too bad, but Snare, he's going to run into trouble very early on in this round. Sprayed through the door. He's going to be falling to Danimal. Now they have to try and rethink what they want to do. Anubis, they still want to send Slayer as usual towards this A-long position, but you'd got to believe by now that Vincit Gaming's pretty aware that Slayer likes to play this off angle in barracks, and I would be surprised if he's able to get more than one.
I mean, if someone gets more than one, then it's probably Slayer. But nice flasher from Danimal. Slash fully blind and can't connect the shot onto Danimal.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Now they don't have any control on that side of the map. It's a 5-on-2. Doom and Hussam, they're going to both be spotted out in mid. It's going to be GDSC who finds one. Doom, he's trying to find anything he can out of this round, but it's going to be a perfect round there on the table now, as nobody goes down for Vincit Gaming, and they take the lead by 2.
At some point, it really feels like watching a free-for-all sometimes, you know, here in Blackwidow. Like, Snare, of course he got the entry kill last round, but he keeps on peeking here towards mid, and Danimal, you can tell this guy is so experienced, baiting him out and getting the entry kill here in this mid area. And now we're gonna see fast execute from Vincit Gaming towards Catwalk.
It's a good call there. Slayer goes down right away. Hussam on the response is able to trade with a kill on a Kaney. They get a double kill, taking down Danimal. So now they've got the advantage to work with. Not too bad after all. I'm surprised they didn't full commit there. I'm hoping one of these days Vincit actually just gets that opening pick and then just keeps committing through, because I feel like at some point Anubis is going to learn that they just back off. And as you saw there, Hussam was ready for that back off on the catwalk and capitalized nicely.
Yeah, 3-on-4. I wonder if Vincit can find a way to, again, sort of put another nail in the coffin of Anubis. Another round win here for Vincit would be a death sentence, I feel, for Anubis.
But if Eagles goes for the info play here towards A side, he will realize that A side is completely open. And this could be crucial because his other teammates are preparing a B execute, it seems like.
Oh, that's a nice nade. Dunks on the top of head of Doom. Brings him down to about 50 HP. So Hassam and Doom, not super healthy.
They are starting to rotate, though, towards that A-bomb site. No direct defense. Eagles starting to get that information to the rest of his teammates that maybe there is a clearing to work through. Borzen going to be leading them in. Anubis, though, they're going to have to show what they can do on the retake. They may have the numbers, but as we've seen, this A-bomb site not easy to steal back from Vincit Gaming. So it's going to be a free plant here and then a full retake. It looks like they're setting up to wrap around the majority of their team, maybe into catwalk as well. It could be actually a pretty good call on this retake positioning.
Well, GDSC, the plant down, and I think now this starts to become a winnable round for Vincit. Good shot from Borson. He's not expecting the plays quite so close, but the flash play is so nice, and they don't turn from it. So another one for Borson, just showing his individual prowess and going to double up under the bridge. Anubis, it's going to be a 4-on-3 that might well go the way of Vincit again. And like I said, nail in the coffin surely for Anubis after that, 6-3.
What a play from Boris, and this flash was insane. Perfect timing, getting the 2-piece here in catwalk and basically closing out the round here for Vincit Gaming.
Yeah, a really solid opening half from them. Now it's going to be up to Anubis to try and answer back on their blacklist side, which is a pretty good half for them, so maybe they've got something left to try and redeem themselves before this one's too late. But we can see Vincit Gaming already want to take the fight right to them. The flash play into long is actually going to result in Snare getting a huge one-tap with the Colt to take down Kaney.
But once again, you can just tell that just rely on the individual skill, and this is unlikely to work out against a team like Vincit Gaming. Of course, Snare got the nice one-tap here on long A, but it's unlikely to happen every round, you know?
Yeah, it is a tough one to try and replicate, but GDSC gets caught alone as well, so not too bad, at least for this round for Anubis to try and close it out. Slayer going to spot Danimal in mid, getting aggressive up the catwalk, and it almost seems like Vincit are making some mistakes themselves here, but Danimal, he's going to try and equalize with that kill onto Doom. He's able to fall off now to the support of his teammates. He did actually get the bomb down with that kill as well, but Anubis quickly there to grab it.
Anubis playing kind of more reserved now here on Blacklist. To be fair, it's still Blacklist-sided, I feel like. But 3 rounds on Grow Risk, this is usually not enough.
Yeah, it may not be, but maybe they'll at least grab this first round in the half. It is going to be all up to this A-long push. It's going to be Eagles holding the cross here. He's got a brilliant angle to try and challenge, but he misses the opening shot. Unfortunate timing there, but the repeat is good. He takes down one Borzen as well. Allows for the rotation to come to life. Eagles gets traded down, but it may not matter. Borzen finds himself a second kill from the A window, and now they have the advantage. There's only 20 seconds to work with. Dipsy, he has to just stick the plant and hope for the best. I'm surprised they didn't actually go for the double peek on it, but instead they're sending the full wraparound here from Danimal onto A long. There's no way I would expect Dipsy to be fully ready for that reposition, but I like the call here he's making, playing this pillar angle. Maybe a chance to isolate them into 2 1v1s. Gets the first Dipsy. Can he do it though? The 1v2, the pressure on him. Borzen knows he has to swing in though. There's almost no time now to get the defuse, and Dipsy, all he has to do is wait here. I think he's done the job. Borzen, he has no time here, and Dipsy wins it. The 1v2 goes the way of Anubis.
What a play from Dipsy, playing the time, a lot of patience. I love to see it, and also the clean headshot towards ramp, insane headshot from this guy. Finally stepping up as well.
They need something like that, don't they? Those 1v1s need to go the way of Anubis if they're to find a way back into this series.
I still felt like it was perfectly read from Vincit Gaming in 3 vs 4 situation.
Yeah.
And having 3 players on A side. Perfect rotations from Vincent, even though they lost this round.
Yeah, they have a better read on the game, but I feel like Anubis, the individual play style works for them a lot better on this map, so they're getting away with a lot more than maybe even they should here in a lot of these rounds. But you could see Danimal there. He wanted to take the early risk, peeking up the catwalk. Not going to find anything onto Doom there, who is able to reset and start this push towards the B bomb site. 4 players now grouping up for it, but the 5th Snare will be going down in mid to Eagles in that one-on-one exchange. So now they kind of have to full commit here and hope this execution goes well, because they don't really have any presence elsewhere to work with Borzen and GDSC. They've got the hold, though, ready to go. Borzen finds the first. GDSC, he's got that support nearby, finds the second, and look at the nade! 2 kills with it to finish the job. You can see the smiles on their face, making that hold look nice and easy.
Yeah, Vincent, I mean, known for the GR setups, right, as we saw yesterday as well against Ranking Gaming, and I proved it once again. Clean round from them.
You're going to see the collision on A wrong. This time it's Eagles to find the first, make it a double kill. Already holding on to the 5-on-3. You can tell that Hassam wants to find a way to answer back, but it's such a dangerous fight to take that he has to back off and grab that bomb and get out. But this is where the risks aren't working so well for Anubis. They want to take these aggressive plays to Vincit Gaming, but structurally, I feel like they're just not quite as well set up when it comes to making sure they can get the trades.
Yeah, unfortunate for Anubis. They're starting to fall away from this map as well. Similar kind of a story as what we saw on Port. They were competitive to begin with, and then Vincit, the extra 5%, extra 10% is enough to get things over the line. 3-on-5 again attempted here for Anubis, but very isolated, and it really is just relying on one of these individuals to step up. And even if Dipsy were to be able to get that entry onto A, you'd still need to see Hassam be able to make the entry on long, carrying the bomb. So a lot of things have to go right here for Anubis.
Yeah, Eagles right now, he's kind of the key position in this round. If he can get at least one, it should be theirs to take away, but he misses the shot here, goes for the repeat. He's having some difficulty, but here comes the support system. It's going to be Kaney and Danimal who help out in this one. Now Hassam is left alone, 1 versus 3. He surprisingly will be picking up the to try and get out of this situation. Danimal spots him on the corner peak, trying to bait out the shot for maybe a wide swing to follow here. GDSC grouping up with him, but with only 30 seconds and the flank coming in, it's such a tight spot to get out of.
Yeah, I don't see this one happening for Hassam with 3 players heading toward the A-bomb site. I mean, you've already got 2 there, plus the flank coming in from Borzen. It just seems impossible, and it will be. 8-4 is another one for Vincit Gaming, and they get 1 step closer to securing the second 2-0 of the day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the second half, I was expecting a little bit more from Anubis. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of impressed with what Vincit's been able to do on this side of the map to them, especially these A-long coordinated attacks on the GR side, working very well to kind of force Anubis to go in for a mid and B play, and the B players waiting for them on Vincit equally ready to win those fights. You can see here this time around, though, Borzen having a little bit of trouble. That nade should finish him off in that corner pocket position, and now at least this time Anubis find the early advantage.
Do still have a couple of players over toward this B-bomb site. One has been smoked off, though. I don't mind Danimals with the push out. And in a very sneaky position, though. He's kind of on a bit of a timer, because Snare is going to start to come in through from the blacklist spawn, but he's found the timing almost perfectly. Hassam goes down. He wasn't expecting a second play around the corner there. Trigger discipline might have been the name of the game. Either way, it's a fox among the henhouse for Anubis, who now have to try to salvage to scramble this round, and they're doing a good job of that. Slayer will get Kaney, and GDSC is going to be the last one standing for Vincit Gaming.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough position to get out of for GDSC, working his way up the catwalk here, trying to find that retake potential. Slayer, I think, spotted him from down below here in the water as well, so they now know where he's going to be coming from on this retake. There's just no easy way in here with that Om in hand. Even if he somehow pulls off a frag, there should be an instantaneous trade ready to go.
Yeah, definitely difficult to double down with the Orm in hand. So he's going to switch over to the Colt, but... Okay. Well, over before it gets exciting. Timeout for Anubis. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad time for one. Map's somewhat still hanging in the balance if Anubis can go on a bit of a string of rounds here.
I still feel like they should just keep playing like this last round. This was a strong example, you know? Like, it was basically the first time they played as a unit, taking over B control, getting the net kill onto Borizin. This should be a sign for Anubis. Just peek together, like, execute as a unit, and don't rely on Snare's sniper skills, you know? Because this won't be enough against Vincit Gaming.
Yeah, at least the benefit I think they can take away from this match is on map number 2, they're definitely all playing individually a lot stronger than what we saw on map number 1. It's not just Slayer trying to push them across the finish line here. So they are looking a little bit more well-rounded, but I definitely agree they need to continue to be a little bit more strategic in their approach like they were in that last round and not relying on those individuals to pop off to make something happen, even though they are looking a little bit better in this second map situation. So we'll see what they do coming out of the pause. They still have a lot of work left to be done if they want to find themselves in a map 3 here, because Vincit still has, say, a decently comfortable lead in this position. And I think the big thing for their side as well, Vincit, I don't think once has looked even close to nervous in this situation. It just seems like all smiles on their side. The confidence seems pretty high throughout this one, and I don't think they have any fear in losing here.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. See if Vincit changes anything up off the back of that pause as well. Looks like they do want to go a bit more aggressive in toward water. The nades are absolutely demolishing them. What a read from Anubis. That has completely blown up in Vincit's face. And I mean, this is where things start to get a little bit scary maybe on the Vincit side. Not so much from that round. I think you can sort of shake that round off, say, yeah, okay, they rock, paper, scissors us, and we just sort of ran straight into their setup. But, you know, let's say the next round also goes the way of Anubis. Now you're at 7-8, and they've put on a few rounds in a row and maybe starting to have that self-belief. And Vincit, same kind of thing happened yesterday on Compound when they were close to finishing that series off. They stalled up a little bit, and it had to really come down to a clutch play. So they would like to avoid that, I dare say.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can kind of keep the composure here at the finish line, but Anubis, that's a really great read in the previous round, and I'm hoping they can continue that kind of team play moving forward here. We can see, again, this 3-player setup on long, but Slayer, he is ready for it, finds a first, almost a second there, on to Eagles, who just gets out and does not want anything to do with that fight. Snare as well, working his way up the catwalk. Going to try and spot out Eagles potentially here on the other side of it. Slayer going to have that support damage as Snare gets the kill, and now they've got a 5-on-3 to work with, so the pause time definitely paying off for Anubis. Snare going to run into trouble, but Doom automatically secures that trade to make it a 2-on-4.
Yeah, it feels like Vincit is getting a little bit greedy, right? They really want to close it out so badly. They're lacking, I feel like, kind of patience. So because retaking long A against Slayer, who's already in barracks, doesn't make too much sense, especially if you consider that scoreline is 8-6. It's a key round, you know. So yeah.
Well, we'll see what GDSC can do here. Doom in the power position, hasn't swung his arm, surely spotted around the corner there, I think it was. We're back to 2-on-2. Nade's going to get tossed on through, won't soften the targets up at all. And in the meanwhile, Borson has worked his way in from long. He is on a bit of a timer. He'll be able to catch Slayer in the back in just a moment. And a couple of missed shots, but able to lock it down in the end. Now, though, they've got to move quickly because there is a C4 ticking away. Doom stuck in a very awkward spot. Nade was the thought, but in the end, the shot is going to do it. And that is Vincit Gaming that pull off a huge clutch. And again, you know, it's just the same thing for Anubis where they get so close and then one of these rounds where they really should win, they don't manage to put it over the line, and it's like, what could be, but unfortunately is not.
But yeah, great flank from Boris, and have the perfect timing, even though we're struggling to get the kill onto Slayer. Basically got the key frag and closing out this round for Vincit Gaming. And now they're on match point.
We'll see if they can close it out here. It is going to be Hassam who goes for the gamble out of mid, but Gainey on the other side able to find at least one, almost the second there before going down. But the HP still not looking great for the side of Anubis to try and keep things going in their favor. It's going to be Snare going down to Eagles, Hassam, and Slayer, both on about 20 health to work with. C4 down. GDSC may have just made this one an unwinnable situation for Anubis. Hassam and Slayer, they could do it. They are the two stronger players we've seen in this matchup for the side of Anubis to be alive, but C4 down. They've got to scoop it up here, and with only a minute 30, this 2v3 is not looking too easy.
No, definitely not. Low HP for Simon Slayer. But GDSC has just moved off of that B bomb site, so timing may be a factor here if they can slip their way in, which doesn't quite happen. And now it's on to Hassam 1-on-3, and if the odds were bad already, then they've just gotten even worse. At the very worst, he's got a little bit of time to work with and could potentially get up to some funny business as a result. And he is indeed not going to commit to the B site.
Yeah, it's going to be a potential sneak here over towards A, maybe even out the mid double doors. GDSC, the timing could come back to haunt him here, but Eagles had the position. GDSC, though, is the one to get it done. And there we have it. It is a 2-0 victory. Vincit Gaming